quaint place you have. It could be such a success with people like me. But you'd need to expand your public mooring. It's a tad drab for tourists.
And with that, hello everyone, back to League of Ungentlemanly Warfare. And yeah, apparently we are getting new quests from Ketema and from the tourist, and yeah. As it seemed, there has been a new DLC released. And yeah, we are now going to dive into that. And I'm sorry for the long upload pause, but in the next video of Anno 2205 I'm going to explain why. So let's keep this quick. I was actually looking quite forward to the DLC, not because of the DLC itself, but because of a little change that they did to the research system. Because you remember how much I was complaining about not being able to cure research? Apparently, that got fixed. There we can see it! There's the Q button. The Q area. I love it. I'm really happy about it. So, and that is why I am going to do that. So, Scholar Residence. And the good thing is, it doesn't even take from the existing pool, it just queues as soon as the research points are ready. That is exactly what I wanted. So, thank you, Blue Byte. Thank you. You have no idea how much that makes me happy. Okay, yeah, so that is all I can say. I'm really, really happy. So, now we don't really need 6 of those. I mean 7, we can go for 6. So then we have here the amazing fashion designer that increases our maximum residences by 15%. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now we don't really need an increase in research point generation. For a very simple reason that, well, we are making a shit ton of research points already. And apparently there's not much else we can put in there. Then I guess we actually have to work with more bonus happiness and research points. So, and for the investor and for the investor residences, I mean for Bright Sands, we're also preparing a little bit of stuff. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are totally so busy with research for the next couple of years in this game, but that also means that we don't have to care anymore. Okay, that should keep us happy here, or busy on this end. I mean, yeah, that should be enough research for the next 5 hours. And then we can still go for the campus extension permit. Queue limit reached at 50. Okay, good to know. There is a queue limit. Not that it's affecting me too much, but...
I'm delighted to introduce our new colleague.
But as I said, very good to know. And we can equip some items here at a later point. Very good, meaning we can now take care of the new stuff that we unlocked with the DLC, with the tourist season. So, time to jump to Cape Trelawney. And I can now also take a look into that here again. What do we have here? Yeah, that is the right configuration. And yeah, it's now time to upgrade our public mooring. Tourists flock to city in droves. The recent unveiling of the spanky new tourist mooring has seen hordes of hungry holidays make a stream into the city, requesting nothing but the finest hotels, food, and amenities. A sneak peek at one cruise ship's ledger reveals more than 60 nationalities represented on board. That sounds big.
For the world of book, most wouldn't pass the foreword. Shame, because chapter 1...
We tourists are a demanding lot, but I'd be happy to help you navigate our needs.
Okay, then help me. Tutorial, first tourist, build hotel, build bus stops, connect the hotel to the tourist mooring. Okay, they need space. And then we get here also tourist ornaments. Yay, new flower beds. We are now slowly getting to the area where I just have to combine it all that way.
Those mountains...
And we can now regrow forest. Wow, so many different decoration thingies. Yeah, how about we put that all into one menu instead of like 10 smaller menus. But okay, that is just me being German, finding always something to complain about. Instead, I should be happy that all that stuff actually exists. So, time to go back here to the tourists, and we get here restaurant. For that we need 250 tourists. Orchard converts a variety of input goods into new consumer goods. Am I willing to sacrifice a couple of our investors? I could also put some hotels in here, but remember, we originally wanted to use this park as an area for a new monument. So what I believe would be right is if we get rid of that here.
Can you feel it? The push and pull of the city. Such wonders. Into the fray then.
Oh my god, you have so many needs.
At last. Breakfast at night. Transportation means travel. Travel means adventure. Onward!
So apparently the reach of these bus stops only has to overlap, which actually allows us to just build one bus stop per center, and then we are already fine. That's good to know. Though to be fair, then that kind of construction here is actually hurting us.
Publishing the truth, unvarnished and untampered, takes a soul bold and free.
You have a couple of basic needs here. You also need a variety theater, I see. You need bread. There are a couple of new goods here. Souvenirs, lemonade.
A farmer's life just sounds so romantic. Fresh air, honest labor, good people. I've half a month.
So we have now here a bus stop at the center.
We'll be late for the opening.
A bit of a coup securing their expertise.
Every tourist loves a good variety theater, but we'll ignore any venue not properly connected to the bus network.
Okay, so if I connect the variety theater to the bus stop, is it then in range? It reads a bit like that. But I can't really believe it that it works like that. Well, let's finish
This city is a
decoration here
magnet
first.
for genius.
So, do I actually have a variety theater here on the island? Nope, I don't. Okay, let's test my theory. So, if I build a variety theater here... Oh, then this here is already in range. Why do public buildings have such a big range?
A variety theater? Who knew you had such a flair for the audacious?
Okay, it's not fully connected, so it also has to be in range. Ah, if the distance is too great. Okay, that explains it actually. Good to know. And as a response to that, we can now put the variety theater into that area. And now it should...
The people celebrate your leadership.
%. I see. Despite it actually being quite close. So I could now start build more more hotels for tourists. So, and you give me more money, but you don't give me attractiveness. I see. Because that would really have been nice. And on another side note, I actually don't think we need more money. Okay, we can simply remove here the corners of these districts.
The pier is such a long way away.
Ah, I see. You need to be in the radius of that one.
A bit of a coup securing their expertise.
I'm not as happy with that as I should be. Okay, she stopped screaming. So now we got a second hotel connected. Check the happiness needs tab. Okay, soon you will also want jewelry. Interesting will be once we unlocked restaurants.
Ceasefire has ended.
Alright, John, you still exist.
I also have my wife and children to think about.
I actually forgot about that. Would also be interesting to see if the AI is capable of using tourism. I mean, they are also building a campus. So here I could build another hotel next to a bank. What makes me actually a bit sad is that all hotels look the same. Honestly, I expected a bit more here. Because we will have dozens of hotels. They will all look the same.
I assume the lack of food fare and fanfare is intentional.
So now we also get here more and more tourists. And soon we will have our first restaurant. That is going to be interesting.
What brings you here, master?
Say, how about a restaurant? But we'll need an omnibus to get there. Couldn't have us walking there now, could we?
Okay, they have quite a range. Then let's build a restaurant here, right next to the hotel.
At last, a temple to flavor and taste. Let us pay our devotions then. Opening soon? Well, that sounds promising.
So, and you need
There's
a
better
warehouse
place
in
for both of
range.
us.
Meaning, we by now have to integrate warehouses in our city layout if we want to have restaurants running. That's actually cool. I now have a reason to put warehouses into our cityscape. Aside from constructing monuments. No, John, we don't want a deal with you.
So what if I am deeply?
So, recipe book. Here you can see all the available restaurant recipes. There's only one available right now, but you can unlock new ones later. Click on the first recipe to jump directly to it. In principle, restaurants act like public service but consume input goods. As long as a restaurant can produce the selected recipe, it will fulfill the tourist need for a restaurant, no matter which recipe you select.
It's not just the food itself. It's the crowd, the culture, the flair and elegance of it all.
So, and that increases
The
happiness?
fire is out of control.
I just want to concentrate on the new DLC. I want to learn it. So stop interrupting me, game.
Can we build? Can't we?
Yeah, we are at maximum capacity, so building another Firewatch is not really a viable
There's been a dreadful
solution.
misunderstanding. It's now I need your support most.
So, it's like that.
Ceasefire has ended.
You're right. We need some perspective.
The fire left ruins behind.
So, now time to focus on the recipe again. So here we have the Arctic Schnitzel. And for that we need pigs, tallow and potatoes. And in return people will consume less fish, less bread, less chocolate. Well, for the chocolate will actually help us a little bit.
The people celebrate your leadership.
So, we're going to rotate that. And now we have a green overlay that we need.
Saffron.
So we need tallow, pigs and potatoes. Pigs are no problem, potatoes are, tallow as well. I thought we were actually producing tallow here.
Stand to attention.
As a little byproduct. For our fisheries, yeah. But that would require our fisheries to work. I see. Cool. And then let's see. How many pigs are we producing here? Quite enough. Do we have a fuel depot somewhere? I actually don't think so.
Home can wait a while yet.
Then I guess for now we will have a potato production. So remember what counts for us. If a bus network decides which hotels can reach a restaurant, the Green Street overlay shows you.
Delectable. I presume other dishes are soon to follow.
Production buildings require workforce, right? Well,
I'd
restaurants
like to
are,
know if
yeah,
the food I'm
okay.
enjoying at the restaurant is fresh produce. Come! Where do you normally take all your foodie tourists? Show me.
Select a facility that produces fresh and healthy food for you.
The people celebrate your leadership.
Well, is beer healthy?
How thrilling! A renowned personage has arrived.
I don't know. Might actually be the case, yeah, so we now have to select
So
something.
enough lounging about. Let's see what the city's...
Know that any assistance may influence Her Majesty. Now, you oughtn't waste people's time.
Do you mean to say your food is processed? Oh, that has put me right off. Wonderful as the Archduke's schnitzel is, I can't have it every meal.
You unlock the orchard. In the orchard you can choose which trees you want to grow. It's just like them fancy schmancy new restaurants that are popping up all over. Rumor has it Journalers intend to use orchards in the new world. Okay, apparently we are unlocking new stuff. What? Invent a recipe? Make a decision? A meal is not simply sustenance, it is flavor and experience and exaltation of a land and its people. A rich main course is essential. Intricate gastronomic ideas are expected, yet dinner guests must also have the sensation of a warm and comforting hug from their first mouthful. Savory aromas, textural contrast, ideally with a meaty heart. Do you understand? Excellent. Now to mellow the palate, a dash of sauce and garnish. Game, once the bones have been removed, is ideally suited to fine crusting of breadcrumb and herbs.
Makes my bloody blood boil.
That worker can please shut up. Other meats may be better coated in sweet fruity mantle of a sauce, for example, something unctuous and rich, bringing out the natural sweetness of a stewing cut. Which of these possibilities is leaping out at you? Crusted deer, wonderful, beautifully turned vegetables, and a deep dark sauce to bring it together. Heaven, I think your venison on croûte will sell like hotcakes.
Excellent choice. I shall inform your cooks immediately.
Okay, so they are not totally overlapping. Build a bus stop to connect the hotel to the zoo. Raise the zoo hotspot need supply to 20% by equipping more animals.
Come! Punters ought to be trying our new creation. Supply it to all your best restaurants.
Okay, the way the zoo is sitting here is actually not really aiding us. But hey, at least we were somehow able to increase our attractiveness. But how? Ornaments, pedestal. No real explanation. There's also no festival going on.
Ceasefire has ended.
Oh, and I see we can build 2 more palace wings.
It's rare we leave any alive.
Well, then let's expand our palace a bit further. By now it has quite the reach. So are you increasing our happiness? Not really, as it seems. I mean, not happiness, attractiveness.
A bit of a coup securing their expertise.
So time to reorganize here everything
And they
so
say
that we
Annie
can...
has no mercy. Play that blunder.
What surprises me is not that a scholar came up with this, them in there smoking. How delicious it turned out.
So due
want
to
to
the
look
position
after
here,
everyone.
it becomes more suitable to build another tourist attraction here. I mean, hotel. Yeah, we'll just build one here. Or I simply move the entire zoo. So don't worry, we are going to re-equip all the animals. Okay, now let's start with adding all the different sets again. So we get here Cordillera as a set. Then we get the Tiger Forest. Starting with the brown bear, then the grizzly, and then the black bear and the elk. Then we go here for extinct species. I mean, it's still only a temporary zoo. One day we will also build the final one, but we'll wait until the last DLC is out. Because I'm pretty sure that is going to change our entire city layout. Though I'm quite happy that our layout currently is very modular, allowing us to integrate the hotels so far quite easily. So now we get here the luminaries. Dum da dum da dum dum da dum da dum. So, and here we get the Great Desert. So then we get here, now also the Proud Savannah, and we are nearly complete again. We are just missing one more of those. For the Miombo Woodlands. Start that with a wild dog. Then comes the Impala, Caracal,
securing their expertise.
Giraffe, Elephant, and the Black Rhino. Okay, now that has been rebuilt. And we can now... So with that, we have now added a zoo. So DLC Busman's Hotel Holiday. Okay, I don't know what that DLC does, but I will simply accept it.
I'm positively giddy from all the sights and beauty.
But interestingly, that also requires us to actually build several smaller zoos instead of just one big one on the entire island. So if I would have to build now a new city, I would simply build several small zoos and museums instead of a big one here at the top. Basically like one museum per set or anything like that.
Everything is a nice, swift ride away. Hardly any...
Dun 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 dun. Now remove that. Okay, we actually don't even need those here at the center. But we can later also dot from time to time some variety theaters inside the city. So, and where was the jam production again? Well, in this case the orchard. Let's go to the new world. Let's check here. Tropical forest tree painter. Yeah, that is none of our concern right now. Oh, there is the orchard. It just looks so weird as an icon. Because it basically has nothing to do with what we... yeah, it simply doesn't look like a production building. So let's check what can we do here. Orchard catalog. Jam. Pick a colorful jam blended from a variety of fruit, including cherry, for optimal breakfast conditioning. Select product. And now my question is... how will it look like in the end? And... do we have any items that affect our orchards? Let's check. Orchard jam. Okay, they cannot be affected by items. That is interesting. So, what are we going to do in the next episode? In the next episode we are going to add a couple of more hotels into our layout. Because, well, I want to have a couple of thousand of tourists. And, yeah. Ooh, they also want the docklands. Better now? Yeah, and that means more money and more happiness. Orchard, new word for coconut oil and so on. Interesting. The cafe gives a donut foray, eclair, peanut biscuit. Banana split surprise. Okay, let's take a look at what kind of recipes we do have here.
I tried. The omnibuses just won't go there.
That means I need less coffee. That is something I can totally work with. Do we get goat milk on plantains?
There's
Interesting.
coffee and pastry at home. But
Now my question is, since we also can place several of these next to each other, can they stack with their effects? That might have the potential to be interesting. So, and in the end we can get here like a couple of hundreds of tourists in here. Yeah, up to 500. Meaning each of these hotels can supply up to 4 restaurants. So I can have up to 4 restaurants per district.
A bit of a coup securing their expertise.
Oh, that is going to be interesting. But, okay, we are now way longer into the episode than I originally meant to be. So, time to take a proper thumbnail. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this episode. If yes, please consider giving it a thumbs up. Would be a great feedback for me, would also help the channel with visibility. And if you have any direct feedback, questions or whatsoever, then just type it down in the comments. I will make sure to read it all. And of course, feel free to join our community Discord. Oh, the Iron Tower Foundation, yeah, that is going to be interesting. The monument. We get the chemical plant. There's so much we can do! Okay, and yeah, if you want to get notified whenever I upload something new on the channel, then make sure you're subscribed to it and that you have your notifications activated. And with that, I say goodbye and see you next time in Anno 1800. Bye bye!